Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, let me see. Yep, I am streaming, and there might not be anybody who comes in, and that's okay. Uh, I only wanted to be here for a fast second. I just uploaded a share about bed bugs, and they committed heinous crimes. Man, murder is a crime. I do not support violence in any way, shape, or form. I reiterate that because I recognize that these devils very much would want a voice such as my own, where I'm bringing what nobody else, it seems, would dare bring. I obviously, because everything that I've learned about radiation is just demands a constant surveillance over what they do with their radioactive lies, and that we have made a terrible error in not studying nuclear in all its manifestations is having a genocidal effect on all of us, our children, far more vast, far more complete than any other method that they have of murdering us. And so I, in trying to get my warning out as far as possible, I've had to contemplate what keeps us stuck in a mindset that's more of a demonic possession. I am so grateful for those Black people who have heard my warning, done research on their own so that they know I'm not just speaking off the top of my head, and have even have had channels themselves and have mentioned what I talk about. I continue to do it because I know this is not a one-time type of disaster. It's not something you could talk about today and it's over tomorrow. It's not a hurricane. It's not a tornado. It's something that every single time I look at the headlines, they find a new way to kill millions of people. The die off is already happening. And they conveniently provided another excuse for it that in no way comes within Mount Everest times 1 million times as impactfully deadly as man made radiation is. Now, this isn't to be about Fukushima, but in my advocacy, it is my yearning to get that warning out to you that made me just be so disgusted by those out there who present non-Black people as the pinnacle of perfection and that everything in the world is wrong with Black us. I was so disgusted because nothing that they present is anywhere near the truth. You're not going to go to them and they're going to tell you about Fukushima. They're not going to tell their own audience about Fukushima and about all the radiation that's now just being shipped into the US, and they're bulk buying it to feed to all US soldiers. Even though that got almost no views whatsoever, my warning, because they've got a lot of Black us are in the military, all right? That didn't get any views. It still needs to be there. So the share I did yesterday, warning servicemen about that, you ain't gonna go to no swirler, you ain't gonna go to no bed bug, and they're gonna be capable of providing that level of service for our people. It's just not happening. It's not happening from those folks. But they will trash us as if we are the worst people on the planet and we ain't do none of that. Well, in speaking about against what those bed bugs did, I noticed that, I don't know, maybe new subscribers could actually even be some female swirlers because I wasn't nice to them in that either. Okay. Might be swirlers who are like, "Oh, she's too nice to men." When at the outset, I'm no feminist. I know there's a difference between men and women. And I embrace that. I'm not supposed to just come out and start cussing men out like Cynthia G2. That was despicable what she did up on here. Yeah, I mean, it's beyond despicable. It was a psychopathic methodology that she promoted. And she said herself, she's not here to do anything but break up black men and women. What? What? I said at the very outset that she, in my conclusion, full on agent, sent to do what she did. It wasn't an accident, right? She just had to draw us in as much as possible. And so I speak more kindly when I am referring to men because I'm not a man. I'm not, you cannot browbeat black men into being our champions. That's not the nature of a man. I would be the last person to want to talk the most powerful man on the planet, the black man, out of being a man. All the satanic elites, they want to talk every race of men into being she-men, okay? And so the difference though, because they got that term "pick me." I know so many wonderful people like, brother Mad Black TV, expose the lunacy of them calling black women such as myself mammies. And so that term, they don't I don't think they use it as much, but I don't know, I don't listen to those chicks. They're out of their minds. I have way too much to do to waste my lifetime listening to lunatics. And so there's this one pick me. First off, I let me just put it in basic terms. I've already been picked. All them chicks over there, most of them, they ain't hooked up with anybody. They're not with anybody. And even the ones who would just say, well, I'm not a swirler. I don't get out there talking badly about black people. You walk the streets talking badly about black men and black women getting together when you are with Brad or when you are with Becky as a black bedbuck. Okay. And so I, am not a pick me. I've been picked, but I also did the picking because I'm not a pick me, period. I've never been out there except for in my very early 20s when I did not understand the dynamics of men and women. And then I was like, oh, will I ever have a boyfriend? As soon as I got a sense of self, that question was not top of my list of what I need to do for myself. I was about building me, getting, just, I had a purpose. I've had a purpose long before Fukushima. And so I was doing the picking. It was a mutual exchange when I finally got sane enough to realize I needed to be with my black man, right? And I say I was never a swirler, but I made the mistake that a lot of them make. And then they get so bitter because they don't want to be called out on their ignorance of who white people are to us. They make the mistake of then trying to defend it as if they're not racist. No, you're racist against yourself. You're racist against yourself. You don't even know who you are, what your people are. You don't know their history in order for you to get up there and say the ridiculous things that you do say. You don't know anything, right? And so as I always had love for Black Us. I remember when I first saw Iman before the skin lightening on the cover of Essence magazine. I knew I wanted to be that black. I'm brown. Hallelujah. I'm at least brown. But I knew I was in love with deep blackness, right? But I have a personality. I have a inner core that is very, very strong. I know that because I've been living with me my whole life. When I met Dr. She, I wasn't desperate to be with a man. I got to know him because he's an amazing man. I was like, this is the type of brother that I've always wanted to be with. I wasn't just a leaf in the wind. Oh, somebody grab hold of me. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself without a man. That's a pick me. That's a pick me. And so, a sister like me, I'm a thinker. You don't get my loyalty just from being about BS. You gotta really be about it. You gotta be somebody worthy. And so, in my thinking, in my study, and when I examine the histories of nations, there's no other nation as amazing as Black us. So, you got me. I am here to help us get together. To hell with that lunatic Cynthia G. I am here to be a servant to Black women and Black men, snapping out of this programming so you can see you have got the best partner that the Most High could ever provide to anybody. You got that melanated glory right there, right? So I'm not here because I'm desperate and I got nothing better to do with my time. But that means if there's something a Black man is doing wrong, if there's something a Black woman is doing wrong, I'm going to speak on it as best as I can. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not perfect. But I know I love you perfectly. If you're Black, if you love us, right? Other than that, it gets complicated because I'm not a pick me. I'm not going to be part of just applauding every single thing that Black men do. And I'm also not going to denigrate, degrade, speak badly of everything that Black men do. I'm not going to do the same and will do the same flip side for Black women. We're amazing women, amazing. When we're sane, just like with the brothers, when we're sane, we are undefeatable. Okay? So that's all I wanted to say because I was like, okay, people, not a lot of people, but people were unsubscribing. And I was like, okay, I see. You just want me to get up here and bash Black women. I wasn't bashing anybody. I was just telling the facts. Right? That's why I'm not a pick me because I'm not going to just co sign everything that Black men do. But I'd say about 89%. Ooh, I'm ride or die. I'm ride or die for everything that you brothers are going through. I know. Ain't none of this your fault. None of us, neither one of us understood who and what the devil is. Now we're coming to understand. So that means we got to wake up and snap out of it. We can't get out of this hell just trying to compliment each other. And it's empty compliments. It means nothing. If I get up here and I'm just another, I don't feel like using people's names right now, but I'm just going to say it because she's an example of that. Crimson Cure, everything. Hate the Black woman. Black woman did this. Black woman did that. Huh? What? Well, I know we don't give birth to babies all by ourselves. We're in this together. I don't care what agents or what, not even paid agents. They're just out their daggone minds. I don't care what they say. We're in this together. So when I see someone just going after all the Black women and you're not supposed to say anything about the Black men, how in the world can I be fair and balanced if all I'm supposed to do is just get up here and drag out one Lupita Nyong'o or whatever the heck all these friggin' swirling celebrities are doing out there now, right? One Jada Pinkett after another. It's not just Jada Pinkett, it's Will Smith too. He's agreed to go along with the narrative put out there by the enemy of everybody walking on this earth and every creature walking, swimming, flying, crawling, slithering. He could relate to the slithering ones a lot. He's the enemy of them too. Okay? How in the world am I gonna co-sign his favorite war strategy, which is to just get us bickering? And so there's no healing. There's not very many channels out here who just say, sisters, be discerning. Be discerning. Don't be a pick me. Don't just, oh, whatever the black man does, everything's fine. No, because you going to be in a hospital thinking like that. Right? There's bad men in every race of people. But you are so blessed because the black man is the most righteous man on the earth. Otherwise, there wouldn't be an earth for white people to have been kind of, like, I don't want to say because they're getting crazy. After the UN came out and said, we've got to regain control of the earth, right? Of the populations, now's when everything starts to go really crazy. I mean, I was just shocked to see some people up here going full on Cynthia G, flip it up, switch it up. And I mean, I can't say I would have never expected it from them because I suspected them to start with, but I was disappointed because I was hoping I was wrong. I always want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, especially when they profess a love for us. All right. So, yeah, I think I said all I needed to say. I don't know if anybody here, but I'll come on over and greet your family if you are and close this up because it's real nice if it's short. Okay. So, let's see. Close this up because it's real nice. Okay, there we go. And go on over to the chat room. Oh, beloved brother Ali Hammett and DA Sound Productions. It's good to see you, brothers. Let me pop out the chat. And oh, wait a minute. Actually, what's wonderful is over here, I can highlight people's comments. Let's see what you're saying, brother Ali. Hello, Hotep, Abaragani, and Osio. What's up with you? Oh, we're doing so phenomenally. We are having a great time. I would say that I'm, what we're doing and what we're not doing, but he's a very private type of brother. So I don't want to say we're just having a really fantastic time. That brother is all about growing and taking it to the next level of our family development. So I wish I could say, but it's healing. It's healing and it's building stuff without a doubt. And so dear brother DA Sound Productions, I'm so happy to see you. And thank you for that. Exactly. I so appreciate that. Um, let's see now. Show. Oh, show. There it is right there. I so appreciate that. Oh, wait a minute. Am I showing? Yeah, I am showing my screen. Let me get the photo again because that is better. And I just have to collapse it. And then I don't know. Will it show? Will it? Yeah, I guess it is. No, maybe it's not. Okay, I'll go back over here. Oh well. Um I'm not good with computers, so I don't know. And hey to you too, brother Diaz. I no different than Derek Jackson going at black men. Exactly. Oh, there's a fine example. Exactly. And never just coddling black women. And so that we don't do any wrong. Right? Now, I'm not saying it's wrong, right, or indifferent. I'm saying we could get better. But denying our own culpability in just falling for this whole gender war nonsense, that is not the way to solve anything. I've had to do some serious, like inner reflection on the things that I do wrong that have been fed to me by feminism over my whole lifetime. So I had to really recognize, men and women are different. But having a family is an extraordinary wealth. Oh my God. I was just thinking this morning how I would be in such just a state of loneliness And I'm not trying to make fun of the sisters who are by themselves. You do the best with what you have. There's all sorts of terrible things that happen that make us, you know, throw us into situations that we would have never imagined. Right? So I don't want to make light of that. That's real. But at the same time, all praise due to Allah that I have Dr. She and our son and my family. We're far flung all over the friggin' country, so I'd have to travel lots in order to see them. And I have a good couple friends in real life that if I have anything that's ever happened to me, if I needed to talk to somebody, I just call them and they were there. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm not an extrovert, but I'm a little shy, but I like people. So it just takes me a little time to get comfortable with folks, but I go out when I feel like it. I don't really need to these days, but if I want to, I do. And so I'm not all by myself. I know how to get along in society. I'm just saying, my greatest comfort is my family. But you have to leave that feminism alone because there's aspects of a relationship you only come to appreciate after you've been together for longer than 10, 15 years, where you really see the impact that that other person has on your own development. Because when you first get in a relationship, you could have that, you could love that person, but you still have all your defenses up. For years, you'll have your defenses up. I'm not saying you should ever remove them, but it's such a journey to learn. Okay, I shared this with this person, and I don't want to share that. Or he's different this way, I'm this way. But I really have come to appreciate how he looks at this. And it may take you a long time because the first time you run into a different part of him, it may piss you off. And I mean that for the men too. When you meet your queen, maybe things about her that you're like, oh, I wish she didn't do that. That then you don't understand until 5, 7 years later. And so what a wealth. What a wealth it's so worth fighting for. Fighting so that it's not just you in that situation, in that blessed relationship, but you are promoting it over the hell that these devils are trying to throw at us so that you can see the same in others. Because I know so many Black couples who are doing just fabulous too. 15 years after I've met them, because I met all the incredible Black people I know. Because I got to know Dr. She, where he was already he's been in the 5 percenters, and then he was in the Nation, and he's just been awake since he was a teenager. He been in this since he was a teenager. That's why he knows so much. And so I got to know these incredible pro-Black building folks by knowing a mighty Black man. And I have to thank all the brothers who just help me. Brother Yappa, Brother Chris Miller of Mad Black TV, all you brothers who leave comments, brothers who buy my soap like Brother Ali. Right? I'm not saying anything about anyone else. I'm just saying that I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Right? Cynthia G, she got her start on Boyce Watkins' channel. But she gonna say all Black men are trifling and she wants to break the Black man up with the Black woman? What kind of nonsense is that? There's a bunch of Black men who also, I would call them a little questionable being on her channel when she flipped, but there were lots of them who were always helping her. And you can't be grateful? You gotta say all Black men are a waste of time? That makes no sense. These people make no sense. Okay? And so where I spoke on the red pill and the Black manosphere, I spoke against them too. Is every single one in there like that? I'm beginning to think maybe, But that's one particular segment. That's not all black men. Even the thumbnail I chose, I wanted to highlight most black men don't jump when Becky snaps her fingers. Okay? They don't want her. They don't want her. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. Oh, peace, beloved brother Daniel Campbell. It's good to see you. And good night to you too, beloved. Good night to you too. All right, let me get on out of here since it's under, or is it over half an hour? It's under half an hour. Okay. Oh, beloved brother Daryl, I feel. Good evening to you. Way in Pine Tops, North Carolina. Ooh, we went down south. We made it all the way to Atlanta. I love that place. I love that country. The trees are bigger. The flowers are bigger. The greenery is more intense. I'm like, oh my goodness. The north, don't come on up here. It's just like, whoa, it's cold right now. It's miserable. I know it's maybe a little cold down there too, but I love it down south. So, all right. I love you, family, so much. Peace and blessings to everyone. We got this. Leave them and their fear mongering on the other side of the planet, okay? Even though the whole planet is ours, I'm just saying, right? We got this. Victory is already ours. We just have to claim it. You cannot have a society built on nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. And the truth is not going to be victorious. Okay? Truth is on our side as soon as we defend it. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a great weekend.